Alright, so today I'm going to be doing a video. Hopefully this is a helpful video for people that are like getting their license or whatever from Chaska. This is a first-hand experience. I took my driver's test all the way back in 2016. So it's been almost 6 years now, December of 2016. So about 5.5 years since I took my driver's test. But here's kind of the things that you want to sort of look for when you are taking your test. I don't think it should be that difficult. Here's kind of the things that you need to look for. So first off, you get in your car, and then they'll ask you where the flashers are, where your hazard lights are, where the gear shifter is, parking brake, turn signals. I think how to turn on your lights. You should be able to know how to do that. It's all pretty self-explanatory. Pretty easy stuff for the equipment demonstration test right there. But when you show them where all of your crap is in the car, then you move forward. So I remember for my test, I don't remember the exact route that we took. But here we go. So first, we stop at the light. Make sure that your car is not in the crosswalk. So just come to a complete stop right here. And yeah, just look both ways. Make sure that any cars that were in the intersection before went, and then you should be good right here. And then, this is very wonky. Yeah, so and then we went forward. Jeez, this is really slow. To the next stoplight. Make sure that you're not going over the speed limit either. Don't go over 30 miles an hour. Go about 20 to 25, I'd say. Just go about 25 miles an hour. Don't go too slow, though. And then right here at this stop sign right here, make sure you stop completely before the crosswalk right here. Stop completely. Like, make sure that you can sort of do that. And brake a little bit. Give yourself some time to brake. So brake smoothly into the stoplight. Don't slam on the brakes. Kind of just brake slowly into the stop sign. Stop completely. And one thing that you want to make sure is that there's no cars that are coming through. So after you come to a complete stop, kind of inch forward a little bit past the crosswalk and check on the right side. They'll probably have you take a right here. I remember they had me take a right here. Make sure that you're not cutting in front of anybody. Just look to the left to see if there's any cars coming. If there's no cars coming, then proceed with your right turn right here. Now this is very important. When you're turning right, turn into the right lane. So turn into this lane right here. If you're turning into this lane, they will automatically fail you. I'm pretty sure. I didn't fail at all once, so I'm not sure. But another thing to keep in mind, so yeah, so whether this is stopped or whatever, you can stop here or whatever. But when you're going, do not go too slow. So you might be tempted to go a little bit too slow. I remember I was going about 15 miles an hour through here at the beginning of the course or through the beginning of the test, and I was trying to go as slow as possible. Do not do that. They don't want you to go super slow. They want you to go somewhat fast. I think they want you to go like 25 miles per hour around there. So just go about 25 miles an hour. Then remember, if this is red, make sure that you are the one thing that you want to do is that you don't want to slam on the brakes. So you want to kind of brake a little bit early. Don't use them too much. So yeah, just brake a bit early. Come to a complete stop. So come to a complete stop if it's red, and they'll tell you to take it right here. Come to a complete stop at the stoplight. And if it's green, you can go, but don't swerve your car. Go slowly through the intersection. So when you're taking a right turn and it's green, take a right turn at a speed at around 10 miles an hour while you're taking the right turn. While you're going through the road, go about 25 miles an hour, because I remember I was going a bit slow towards the beginning, and the guy told me to speed up, and I sped up and drove around 25 miles an hour, and the guy told me that if I kept going slow, if I was going 25 miles an hour throughout the whole test, he would have probably failed me. So yep, right here, right here, there's no stop sign. They have the stop signs. So just proceed through the intersection with caution. Just look both ways and keep going. Also, make sure that at crosswalks as well. So at crosswalks, if there's anybody standing at the crosswalk waiting to go, stop and let them go. That's another thing. Stop for people that are at crosswalks as well. So you keep going. And then I forgot where I took a left turn. Let's just assume that I took a left turn. So here we are at the stop sign. Let's actually say that let's just say that I went straight here. So just completely stop fully at the stop sign. Make sure you're not stopping in the crosswalk. Let people go that are in the crosswalk. And then yeah. While you're going, so right here, here's a stop sign, stop completely. And also make sure that when you're taking a right turn, you're not hitting the curb. I think that's the main thing, is that you don't want to hit the curb, and also you don't want to turn right into the other lane. So you want to make sure when you're turning lane to lane, as you can see. But let's say right here, you're taking a left. So you want to take a left, and you kind of want to do something like this. So, geez, Google Earth is bugging out. So when you're turning, they want to make sure that you're turning in a way that, I don't know how to explain it, but I think they want to make sure that you're turning to where, so I think they want you to turn like this. They want you to go a little bit wide. Do not undercut like this. Do not undercut like that. Kind of just make it a bit wide, as you can see. So yeah, we are continuing through. I think we made a left turn right here as well. And then right here, I think they do the hill parking right here. So as you can see right here, I think we do the hill parking around here, I'd say. I think it's uphill, but regardless, right here, I think it's right here since this is uphill. This is the hill parking where they want you to curb your wheels. So you just park on the side of the road, and I think parking rules. There we go. So I think if it's uphill, with a curb, you want to steer your wheels to the left. So park and steer your wheels to the left. So just steer your wheels all the way to the left, and boom, you did your hill parking. Now, I think this is the part that we're coming up that most people fail on. A lot of my friends who took the test a while back, this is way back in 2016, so it's been a long time since I've done any driving test stuff. I remember watching the videos about the driving test stuff, and I don't think back then they had anything for Chaska, which is why I am making this video right here, because maybe somebody taking from Chaska might want to watch this video potentially. So yeah, we are right here. You have no stop signs, so you don't need to stop right here. You just want to proceed with caution, look both ways. Obviously stop if there's somebody waiting to walk the crosswalk. So if somebody's standing here wanting to walk across, you stop for them, you yield to the person. Now right here is where people mess up big time, I think. I know a friend of mine failed his test. I think a couple of friends failed their test exactly right here, where they were at the stoplight, and it's the yield. So right here, so it's green. It's green right here. There's no people, so obviously you can go here. But if it's green and there's people going through, like right here, you gotta let these people go through. So you gotta come up to the intersection right here, and kind of come in a little bit like what this truck is doing. So you kind of want to come in a little bit to the intersection, creep in, and you want to make sure these cars there's no cars here. So there's no cars that you want to go straight. Make sure that you're not cutting anybody off. The main reason why people that I know have failed the test, I think pretty much everybody that has failed the test, that I know of that failed this test failed because they didn't yield right here. So make sure you know how to yield. So you want to make sure that the cars have already gone. So there's no cars here. And then when no cars have come, then you can turn left when there's no cars that are coming. Make sure that you're not cutting anybody off. And remember, when you're turning left, turn into the left lane. So turn into the left lane. So then once when you come on to the street, I think they're going to have you take a right here. So when you take a right here, don't not take a right from the left lane. So make sure when you're taking a right, do it from the right lane. So when they tell you to take a right, merge, check your mirrors, check your blind spots. So check your mirrors. So check your right mirror and then check your blind spot, like look over your shoulder to get into the right lane, because you want to make the right turn from the right lane. You can't make the right turn from the left lane. If you make a right turn from the left lane, that is a fail. Trash. You can't do that. You can't turn right here. You have to turn right from the right lane. So I'm pretty sure they'll have you take a right here. Yeah, right here. And yeah, I can't really get it right here. And then after that, so they'll keep going over here. And this is where you do some more standard turns. Stop right here. If there's people coming to the area, make sure to stop for them as well. So just stop completely at the stop sign. Let any cars that are at the intersection go before you. And once when all the cars that are in the intersection have gone, or if there's no cars after you've come to a complete stop, then you can go proceed. Remember to make sure at four-way stops that all of the cars have gone. Do not cut anybody off or they will fail you. I think we went around right here. I don't know exactly where they did parallel parking, but most of them are just, so basically they're just right and left turns, just like I was describing right here. Come on, man. Oh, ground level. So yeah, they're right turns and left turns. Remember, when you're turning right, do not go over into the left lane like that. Make sure that you're turning right into your lane, and when you're turning left, turn left into your lane without cutting into this lane right here. And they'll have you do parallel parking. I think they'd have them do it right here. So maybe they have us turn right over by Tommy's Mulch Shop, and we do it right here. I don't know exactly what the route was, but I remember we were taking right and left turns, and they were basing it off of them. Most of the intersections around downtown Chaska are pretty similar. So they do parallel parking right here, and the parallel parking procedure, they don't care that as much about the parking. I remember I was parking horribly, and they passed me, but you can search all across YouTube how to parallel park and just practice it. As you can see, make sure your mirrors, just align your mirrors with the car right here. Yeah, just go straight, and then right here, and then boom. And make sure to signal your turns too. So you signal as well when you're backing up, when you're parallel parking. You don't want to parallel park without a signal. If you don't signal when you do parallel parking, you need to signal every turn. So signal every turn as well. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't think anybody needs to be told that at all, that you need to signal every turn. And when you're parallel parking, the main thing that probably people don't do is that they don't signal during the parallel parking. And they don't do that. But honestly, my parallel parking was awful. I was pretty nervous, and somehow I passed, even though they put poor on both my parallel and my 90-degree back in. But the method I use now I did not use this method for backing up into a parking spot when I was doing the driving test. But I do this now if I ever have to back into a parking spot, and it's a whole lot easier. So let's go into paint right here for backing up. Right here, let's just say that we got these lines right here. Let's see. Yeah. So I remember my Safeway driving instructor, whatever you call it, had a horrible method for 90-degree back in. 90-degree back in, this is not the best way to do it. The best way is to not be perpendicular with the spot. You do not want to be perpendicular. This is a lot more difficult to back in like this. You do not want to be perpendicular. What I do instead, and this actually makes it a lot easier. Now, I did not do this on the driver's test, and I actually slightly grazed the pole, and they still passed me for whatever reason. I don't know why. But what you want to do is that you kind of want to kind of go a bit more forward. Obviously, make sure that there's no cars there, and I think you also should signal that you're going to be backing into there. So usually now, so I signal, and then I pull up like this, and then yeah, and then it makes it a lot easier. Then it's a lot easier to adjust to get parallel to the parking spot, and then you'll be able to park in there with no troubles. You don't hit anything, and they'll be like, wow, you're so good at backing up. That's the thing with the 90-degree back in. Parallel parking, there's 100 billion tutorials on parallel parking. And then they'll have you take a turn like right here. They'll have you take a turn right here. Just make sure that you're stopping at stop signs. If there's no stop signs, look both ways. If there's crosswalks, stop. And there's somebody standing there, stop for that person in the crosswalk. And that's that. Let's just say for whatever reason, they didn't have me go through this, but let's say they have you go through here. And this is kind of important as well. So they probably have a different route now that they take because I haven't done it in 5.5 years, almost 6 years. Right here at this sort of deal right here, this is a crosswalk where they can press the button and do not get confused with this. This is not a stop sign or a stoplight. What this basically is if somebody goes and presses this button because they want to cross, this is basically like a sort of like a stoplight crosswalk thing. When the person hits so if there's no green, you can go. If there's no red, you can go, basically. Unless somebody's jaywalking here. If somebody's on the crosswalk still, honestly, I'd probably just let them through. I don't know too much about that. Let's hope there's not somebody stupid like that doesn't press the button before he goes. But if somebody presses the button, you have to stop over by the white line. So if somebody's pressing that and it turns red, you gotta just let them go and stop, and they go through there. But yeah, that's basically the thing. The main takeaways is do not speed, but don't drive too slow. Don't go 15 miles an hour through here. Go at least 20 miles an hour, probably 25 miles an hour through there. Please be easy on the brakes. So be easy on the brakes when you're stopping. Do not slam on your brakes when you're stopping. Kind of give your car some time when you see a stop sign ahead or when you see brake lights ahead. Give yourself some time to be easy on the brakes and be easy on the gas as well. Don't accelerate too fast, but also don't be too slow as well. So you gotta be sort of like in between. You just gotta be a good driver and make sure you're turning into the correct lane and yield to traffic. That's basically what they look for. They'll just drive around downtown Chaska. It's a standard like town with stoplights and stop signs. I think 41 is awful, but you don't have to drive on 41 that much. You only have to drive on 41 for that little stretch where they have you do that. And don't cut off people and stop for people at the crosswalk. So that's about that. Except right here, if somebody stopped at the crosswalk and you have a green light at a stoplight, you can go on that, obviously. Like if somebody's at the crosswalk, and I think this should be pretty self-explanatory as well. If you have a green light right here and somebody wants to cross, obviously you can go because they don't have the light yet. But if it's not a stoplight and it's a crosswalk and somebody wants to cross, then you have to stop for that. That is the law. Anyways, that's pretty much it for everything you need to know about the Chaska test. Hopefully this is helping out somebody that types in how to pass at the Chaska station or at the Chaska driving test or whatever. hopefully this helps out. The town hasn't changed much in terms of the roads. They repaved them, but really not much has changed throughout the town. They might have a different route, but most of the intersections are pretty much the same. They're either 4-way or 2-way stop signs. And yeah, that's about it for this. Hope this is helpful. Good luck to anybody that's taking the test, that's watching this video. You'll do great as long as you're a good driver and you follow sort of these tips on the video. So yes, that's all I have to say for this video. So yes, bye.